It's Andre from Olive Tree Therapies. I am a somatic trauma therapist and a body worker based in Edinburgh. And today I'm sharing with you 5 ways massage or touch therapies, or touch in general, can help towards embodiment. So what is embodiment? There's many different ways that we can go into it, and it's quite a fascinating topic. But one way to define embodiment would be to say that it's the integration of 3 different feedback systems, which would be called exteroception, interoception, and proprioception. So, a bit of mouthfuls, but what do these mean? Succinctly, exteroception is how we sense the outside world into our bodies, right? So we perceive the outside world via the 5 senses. So it's how we know that it's cold, and we perceive the sound, taste, etc., right? So that exteroception. Interoception is how we sense into our bodies. So it's how we are aware of emotions, how we are aware of our gut feeling, how I know I'm thirsty or hungry, or how I know I want to go to the toilet. Interoception. And finally, we have proprioception, which is how we perceive or how we sense our bodies in space. Yeah, so it's how I know that if I close my eyes, I still know exactly where my legs are, where my arms are, where my head is, where my body is, and what it's doing. Yeah, so we communicate with our bodies in these 3 different realms, and when we communicate with these, when we integrate these 3 different feedback systems, we could say that we are more embodied. We're having a more embodied living experience. So one way that touch therapies or touch can help with this embodiment would be via active touch. Active touch meaning, playing, experimenting with the gorgeous sensations that come with active touch. So touch that engages pressure, differences in temperature, differences in texture, the wonderful techniques that we use in massage, like friction and rocking and vibrations. All this stuff really stimulates your nervous system, your receptive neurons, in a way that is engaging, stimulating, and alert. And so alert in a positive way, not the sort of scanning for danger kind of alert. And when we do this, we really give the body a chance to connect the body and the mind, and so that we can see, what is happening in my body. So that's one way of doing that. The second way in which touch can help is via returning the body to a place of safety and curiosity, and away from the very familiar to a lot of people trauma response of scanning for danger and for threat. So this is really important, that actually touch gives us an opportunity to interrupt this tendency to predict things in a very negative way. So if we've been traumatized, we can have this tendency to predict that the worst is going to happen. And actually, a massage or touch is a wonderful way to carve out this space to realize, I feel different. This still feels different. Maybe it feels better. Maybe it feels just different. Maybe it feels worse. Hopefully not. But actually, it's an important interruption that needs to happen if we're going to learn, something that's different. The third way is that massage therapists and touch therapists shouldn't expect any outcomes. So we are not really an outcomes-based practice, so we really accept your body and respond to your body on a second by second basis, and we adapt to what it's doing and to what it needs. So it gives you also the chance to to attune to that second by second, moment by moment attunement to what it needs. And it's a wonderful exercise in acceptance, because we're not expecting things to feel better. Often things feel better as a byproduct of of this, but it's not an expectation. And that's a wonderful exercise, uh, towards embodiment. The fourth way is that we create new mind-body connections. So if you're receiving touch, wonderful new thoughts, emotions, connections, ideas come up spontaneously, viscerally, via the knowledge of the body that you might have not been aware of before. And that's no small thing. That's incredible when it happens. It's like, I had never felt this before. And number five is that last but not least, because it's such an important part of touch and regulation or co-regulation, which is connection with another person, with another therapist, with another human being. And when you actually giving yourself the chance to connect, you become more embodied. You know, we are not alone. We are not lonely creatures, and we really thrive in social connection. So, yeah, here's your 5 ways in which touch can help towards embodiment. And as always, share away and share your thoughts and ideas in the comment section. And yeah, that's it. I hope you find it helpful. Thank you for watching.